What's up, Chuckers? Producer Mike here. Welcome to your Served 5-Setter, a weekly roundup of all things Racket Sports. 5 stories in 10 minutes or less. Today is November 6th, and this is what we got for you. A tennis legend continues. Iga's Karma catches up with her. AI stands for Agassi Intelligence. And a Wildcard Scandal shocks the top 10. But first, news from the championships. The Touch Tennis US Open was played this past weekend. Shout out the Blue Water Convention Center at Lake Huron. Luka the Machine Sukovic took home his 4th Touch Tennis Slam title. No, but seriously, shout out to Luka, but let's get on to the ATP Nitto Finals. The stage was set in Turin, Italy, with the unveiling of the highly anticipated draws. A draw that has been released this week with 2 glaring question marks. One, will it be FAA or Musetti that will take the last spot? FAA is sitting out any events this week and is currently in. But if Musetti wins this weekend in Athens, the Italian slides into FAA's spot. The second question, despite reports that he is committed to playing in the finals this year, Novak Djokovic has stated otherwise, saying that he is unsure if he will participate in the tour's finals that kick off on Sunday. As of the time of this recording, the answers to these questions still loom. Will it be FAA or Musetti, or will they both make it because the GOAT decided to bow out? TBD, I guess. What we do know for sure are the groupings. Named after the legends of the games, there's the Jimmy Connors group, which is made up of Carlos Alcaraz, Taylor Fritz, Alex de Minaur, and currently Novak Djokovic. Then there's the Bjorn Borg group featuring Jannik Sinner, Alexander Zverev, Ben Shelton, and FAA now, but maybe Musetti if he wins, or if Novak doesn't play. Honestly, guys, I'm not even sure I know what is happening, so if you do, please help me out in the comments as always. But one thing I do know for sure, the ATP Tour has a new logo. Makes sense with so many players sidelined with injuries and constant debate about whether the calendar runs too long and people asking for financial transparency and a seat at the table. Where better to spend some cash than on a new logo? Smart. Speaking of intelligence, on to set number 2. Andre Agassi has announced a partnership with IBM to launch an artificial intelligence-powered platform aimed at advancing global racket sports. The platform will feature AI technology and advanced video analytics, referred to as Agassi Intelligence, to deliver professional-grade coaching directly to players' mobile devices. So the mullet-rocking rebel, turned pirate, turned 8-time Grand Slam champion, turned pickleball evangelist, now turned AI guru, had this to say. This initiative with IBM embodies everything we believe about sports as a force for positive change. We are developing new technology that makes racket sports more inclusive, more dynamic, and more impactful than ever before. Our goal is to deliver smarter tools, stronger communities, and global access to the sports we love. Agassi wasn't the only one in tennis teaming up with a digital brand this week. The ATP and Spotify announced a partnership that would bring tennis fans closer to the sport through content and behind-the-scenes storytelling. One of the first projects includes a documentary on the 2025 finals, set to debut in December. With sports video consumption on Spotify surging by over 250% this year, the platform aims to meet the growing demand for immersive sports content. Man, Sean, should we get some video on Spotify? Yeah, I think so. Anyways, the ATP Senior Vice President of Brand and Marketing, Andrew Walker, said in a statement, quote, "This partnership enables us to create new content experiences that resonate with fans, showcase our athletes in fresh ways, and invites new audiences into the sport." So that's a big week for the ATP, a new logo and a deal that I hope gets players free Spotify Premium. Nice. By the way, if you haven't yet, follow this podcast and all of our Serve shows on Spotify or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Next up, let's head to Riyadh for the WTA Finals, where the world number 1 keeps breaking records. That's right, Siniakova. Actually, you thought I was going to say Sinner. Why would Sinner be playing in the WTA? The Czech legend, Kateřina Siniakova, is now tied with Martina Navratilova for the most year-end number 1 finishes in WTA doubles history. Congrats. However, it's been a rough week for a former world number 1, Iga Swiatek. As if facing one of the top players in the world isn't hard enough, apparently she also had to deal with the one drunk guy in Saudi Arabia.
He's disturbing the game.
Iga went on to lose the match to American Amanda Anisimova in 3 sets. After the match, Iga had this to say about feeling prepared.
But I felt good mentally, physically, and tennis-wise also. It was nice, looking at the conditions and everything. So I don't really get why I couldn't go out of the group, but I don't know, maybe I won too much in last year's and this is karma. It's really hard for me to say, it feels kind of, I don't know, weird. It's not like I'm expecting, but from my experiences, if I put so much intensity and grit and I care that much, usually it kind of paid off. So we'll see if I keep working, if it's gonna pay off or not.
I'm not really sure that's how karma works, but I guess lessons learned. Congrats, Iga, on a great season. One other lesson we can take away from this burgeoning is from Anisimova. After getting bagelled at Wimbledon, losing 6-0, 6-0 to Iga, the world number 4 has bounced back and since beat Iga twice in a row. As my friend Coach Connor Casey told me, sometimes a 6-0, 6-0 dummying is just what the karma doctor ordered. And speaking of karma, let's go to the lower tiers of the tennis circuit. 2 veterans of the tour, David Marrero and Malik Jaziri, face major suspensions and fines after the International Tennis Integrity Agency uncovered violations of its anti-corruption rules. Marrero, a former world number 5 in doubles, admitted to paying for wildcards on 4 occasions between 2022 and 2023. Marrero has received a 2-year, 7-month suspension plus a $15,000 fine. Jaziri, who is currently Tunisia's Davis Cup captain, confessed to a single breach involving Marrero and will serve a 9-month ban and be required to pay a $5,000 fine. Both men are barred from playing, coaching, or attending any ATP, WTA, ITF, or Grand Slam event during their suspensions. Maybe we'll see him on the Touch Tennis Tour in 26. Shout out Lake Huron. Honestly, I didn't know you could pay for wildcards if you weren't a billionaire. You know someone who has no need to pay for a wild card? The person in the next story. We close out this week with news about Venus Williams. The 45-year-old tennis legend and all-around icon has announced that she will keep the comeback train rolling on tour. The 7-time Grand Slam champion will open her 2025 campaign in early January, playing in the Auckland Classic. Tournament organizers granted her a wild card for, wait for it, on merit. Williams, who won the Auckland title in 2015, joins Naomi Osaka in the field ahead of the Australian Open, which begins January 18th in Melbourne. This will be Venus Williams' 33rd straight season. Won't you let that one sink in for a minute? Now time for the tie-break trivia. In this week's question, Venus Williams debuted on the WTA Tour in 1994 at the age of 14. Who is the last woman born before 1994 to win a Grand Slam singles title? Want the answer without the hassle of searching the internet? Just sign up for our 5-setter newsletter. Link in the show description, and we will share the answer in the tiebreak trivia, as well as the rest of the top stories from the week that did not make the cut. Plus, you can find the weekend draw so you know what to watch, where, and when. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and follow us on your favorite podcast platform to stay up on all things served. Shout out to Coach Connor Casey for helping write this script, Techie Sean for the newsletter and all the other things that he does, and the social team, Sophie and Ella. This is a production of Served Media. See you Chuckers on Tuesday. Later.